What's up everyone, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you back to another video. We're on day 2 of uploading daily, so if you end up liking the video, then please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Every person that subscribes gives me one extra day before getting burnt out, so make sure you subscribe. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, then there is a link to that in the description of the video, and you can have a bunch of fun in there. With all of that out of the way, let's get into today's episode of What If Vegito Stayed Fused. If you saw the end of the last video, future Trunks was running away from someone who looks exactly like Vegito. You probably know that this is really Zamasu, and he used the Super Dragon Balls to take Vegito's body. Zamasu would obviously take Vegito's body, since, for one, he was the only person in the tournament to use God Ki, and Vegito was also just so much stronger than everyone else there. This coupled with the fact of Trunks still time travelling in this timeline, Zamasu still begins his Zero Mortal plan. Trunks is badly damaged and trying to get to the time machine. Don't forget that Trunks couldn't even beat a base form Goku Black, so facing a base form Vegito Black just wouldn't end well for Trunks. The only reason Trunks is still alive is because Vegito Black has just been toying with him. Trunks would narrowly escape to the past and land outside of Capsule Corp. Bulma would hear a crashing noise outside and she would run out to see Trunks in the time machine. Bulma would contact Whis and ask to speak to Vegito. Bulma would tell Vegito that future Trunks just showed up and is badly damaged, and Vegito says that he needs someone there to power up so he can instant transmission to them. Bulma calls for present Trunks and tells him to power up, and so he does, transforming into a Super Saiyan, and then Vegito instant transmissions to Earth alongside Beerus and Whis. Vegito then instant transmissions to Koron's tower, and gets some Senzu Beans, and then instant transmissions back to the others, and he gives future Trunks a Senzu Bean. Future Trunks wakes up, and he sees Vegito. He believes it is Black even more than in canon, because Trunks had never seen Vegito before. Trunks would attack Vegito, but Vegito would easily catch all of Trunks' attacks, and then Bulma would slap Trunks, knocking some sense into him. Trunks would ask who Vegito is, and then Bulma would explain that they are a fusion of Vegeta and Goku. This would make Trunks even more angry at Vegito Black, because this now means that his own father was a part of his diabolical plans. Gohan would arrive on the scene after sensing Vegito back on Earth, and even though he isn't certain, he thinks he can sense future Trunks as well. Trunks would be amazed at how strong Gohan is, even in his base form, but it seems Vegito far outclasses Gohan. Vegito Black would then appear, and he would see Trunks standing next to Vegito. Black would smirk as Vegito looks at him with pure rage. Vegito would fly up to face Black, and their battle would commence. Unfortunately for Black, however, he made one fatal mistake. He hurt Trunks, Vegeta's son. Vegito's son. Black would be shocked as Vegito transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue and he begins to pummel Black. Black would even begin to taunt Vegito, saying how he killed both Bulma and Chi-Chi using his body. This only enrages Vegito further, and he would then stab Black with his spirit sword. Vegito would then cut Black in half with it, and Black would fall to the ground, dead. Vegito would call Black a cheap knockoff, and he would then throw the remains of Black into the sky, shooting a big bang attack at them, leaving no trace of Black. Trunks would be amazed at Vegito's power, and he would thank him for the help. Vegito would say it is fine, but Trunks needs to learn how to fight his own battles. Trunks apologises, but then Gohan gets an idea. Gohan asks Vegito if he can take them to the Supreme Kai's world. And then Vegito understands what Gohan is getting at. Vegito doesn't want that form himself, as he sees it as taking a shortcut and not truly earning the power, but he can see why Trunks could need it. Vegito takes Gohan and Trunks to the Supreme Kai's world, and then Vegito would leave them there, and he would head back to Earth. Gohan would ask the Elder Kai if Trunks can have his potential unlocked, and since the Elder Kai has nothing better to do, he says why not, and he begins to unlock Trunks' potential. Back on Earth, Vegito is talking to Beerus and Whis about who they think Black really is, but then another hole in space-time appears. Zamasu exits the rift in space-time, and he sees Vegito. Zamasu came to see where Vegito Black was, because he shouldn't have taken that long, but now Zamasu realises what happened. Beerus flies up to Zamasu, and he stares at him in the eyes. Beerus then outstretches his hand, and says, "Hakai!" And Zamasu is seemingly erased. However, a second later, Zamasu is back, and completely healed. Zamasu gloats, as not even the god of destruction can defeat his divine immortality. Beerus looks at Whis, and Whis nods. Whis hands Beerus a sword that resembles a Z-sword, and then Beerus looks at Zamasu once again. Zamasu laughs as he believes that Beerus thinks a sword could kill him when a Hakai couldn't. Beerus slashes Zamasu with the blade, and then Zamasu feels strange. Zamasu then begins to scream as he gets sucked into the sword and is now contained within it. In case you were wondering what the hell just happened, Beerus used that sealing technique that Whis mentioned, only known by the gods to seal Zamasu. The same sealing technique used to trap the Elder Kai in the Z-sword. However, unlike the Elder Kai, Beerus will keep the sword on his world, making sure Zamasu is never unsealed. A day or two passes, and Trunks and Gohan are brought back to Earth by Kibito Kai. Trunks then goes to the time machine, which Bulma made some slight modifications to, and he says goodbye to everyone. He then gets into the time machine, and he leaves, thanking them all for their help. Shortly after this, Vegito goes along with Beerus and Whis to Universe 10, where they tell Gowasu everything. And since Beerus couldn't Hakai the immortal Zamasu, he decides to Hakai the present one to make sure that threat to his universe is eliminated. So, the future timeline doesn't get erased by Zeno. However, this means that future Zeno doesn't come to the present timeline. This will mean our Zeno will get bored faster because he'll have no one to play with. And that means the Tournament of Power will begin earlier. We'll be covering that in the next episode, however, so if you end up liking today's video, then make sure to leave a like, comment, and please subscribe as well. With all of that out of the way, I hope to see you all in tomorrow's episode of What If Vegito Stayed Fused.